So we're going to be talking about writing our first smart contract in Solidity. So these are the steps in writing a smart contract in Solidity as a beginner. So first things first, in Solidity, we start our code by declaring an SPDS license identifier. It can be MIT, can be GLP 3.0, can be Apache 2.0. All of these are license identifiers. So most times you'll be seeing MIT because that's what basically all developers use. So secondly, we go ahead and specify the pragma version. Yeah, we go ahead and specify the pragma version. This is the version that your compiler used to compile your smart contract. So it can be ranging from 0.6.0 to 0.8.27. So all these are pragma version. Then we go ahead and name the contract. So this is the last part. We name the contract. So inside the contract, we're going to be having our state variables. We're going to be having our function. We're going to be having our local variables. We're going to be having basically everything that is going to run the function, the contract is going to be inside our contract. So step one, declaring our SPDS license identifier. So before we start declaring our license identifier, let's talk about our compiler colors. If you see a yellow color here, that means our contract is correct, but we have a warning. If it is red, that means our code is not correct. There's an error. Our code is not correct. When you see yellow, it's a warning. When you see red, the code is not correct. So before we declare our SPDS, we are going to do a comment. It's always a comment. A double column is a comment. So we are going to do SPDX in capital letter. They will do minus sign. They will do a license. So are we getting the license correctly? License. Right. The capital letter I. Identifier. Those column are going to go with MIT. The reason why we're going with MIT is because MIT is widely used among developers. Most times we'll be seeing MIT, most times MIT. We have others like Apache 2.0 and the rest. But most times we're going to be going with the MIT. So that's all for your experience license identifier. It comes first. It's always the first at the top of your contract. Don't forget to put your experience license identifier. It's very, very important. So next we're going to be declaring our pragma version. So we do that by doing a pragma. Then next with Solidity. Then we are going to input our version. So most times we're going to be seeing 0.8.0. There was a semicolon. So let's try and compile it. You can see it compiled successfully. We got a green check mark. So what this pragma Solidity compiler version simply means, it compiles at this version, right? Our contract compiles at this version. If we change it to 0.8.25, right? I'll try and compile. You can see it compiles at 0.8.25. We can also do something like 0. Also do something like let the version be greater than or equals to 0.7.0, then less than or equals to 0.8.0. So let's compare and see. So what this simply does is it picks between 0.7.0 and 0.8.0. You can see these are the versions. All the versions. So it picks between 0.7.0 to 0.8.0. You can see what our compiler version picked. Let's compare and see. It picked 0.8.0. You can see. So we can also do let the version be greater than 0.8. This arrow upwards is greater than. So let's do let the version be greater than 0.8.0. So let's compile and see. You can see it chooses the 0.8.0. So we can also do without the arrow, can do a 0.8.0. But one thing you need to notice is that be careful when you're choosing your compiler version. Please, the latest compiler version should be between 0.8.0. Let's see, should be between 0.8.0 till 0.8.25. Right? These are the latest compiler version in Solidity. Please, all these versions 0.76, all these are old versions. You don't want to use them in your contract because most times they have this security vulnerability. So the contract can easily get hacked. So this is our next step. This is our pragma solidity version. Don't forget, you start with your pragma, then your solidity next, then the version next. And this pragma version is important because it allows our contract to select a version to compile with. So this is the final and the last step, which is naming our contract. So when we want to name our contract, it's first going to be starting with your contract. You're going to start with your contract, then the name of your contract. Let's name this contract Hello World. World. I always like to name my contract starting with capital letter. So can literally name it anything, but I like to name it with capital letter. So you do a contract Hello World. First, you will start with contract, then the name of your contract, then your curly braces. So this curly braces is going to house every single thing we are going to be doing in this contract. Both our state variables, our functions, our anything, literally anything we are going to be doing inside the contract. We're not going to be doing anything outside. We're going to be doing everything inside. So let's do a basic function. So let's do a function. Let's do a greet. So you don't need to worry about this. We're just going to be testing it of contract. And so you do a function, public, pure, returns, string, memory. So we're going to return hello world. So you can see we did everything basically inside this our contract inside our contract bracket. So you can see first things first, we declared our experience license identifier. We did our pragma version 0.8.0, then we declared a contract. We named our contract. So we are going to compile. So we click compile. Most times I use this auto compile, so I don't need to bother myself about compiling. It's automatically compiled. So I advise you to auto compile if you're a beginner. So here you can see here we have injected provider. This is if you want to connect to your MetaMask. Now we have these are test blockchains. These are test Ethereum provided by Remix. These are test Ethereum provided by Remix. You can see Remix VM, Merge, London, Berlin. So we're going to connect to one Remix VM. So it literally gives us accounts. All our accounts, we have 100 Ether on all our accounts. So we can literally test our contract and deploy anyone. So we can just, so next we are going to go to our contract. You can see our contract. We named our contract HelloWorld. You can see it here. So we select our contract HelloWorld, then we hit deploy. You can see our contract, our transaction went successfully. So click on HelloWorld. Then we'll click on our function. You can see it returned HelloWorld. So this is our first app on the Solidity programming language. So this is basically how to build a basic smart contract. You start by doing your experience license, your pragma version, then your contract. So this code is going to be on our website. So you can see HelloWorld. It's going to be on the SoFi website. So the link is going to be in my description. So it's a very nice website to learn. So check it out. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.